GuardiaN is not a player anyone wants to be facing when he has an AWP. And on caching particularly, he's very good at getting information for his team, locking down angles, and always just being a pest. So to start off on this one, we're going to look at how GuardiaN gets very aggressive towards the B site, because that's where he spends most of his time. And more interestingly is what Rain does behind this, and how Faze, if you don't put a player towards the B site as the T's initially, Faze are going to straight away take a lot of map control away from you. So GuardiaN peeks onto this extremely common angle. And he is trusted to hit this shot or get the information early on. And what we're more interested in here is what Rain does around this. So GuardiaN sees no one, and Rain's going to throw this deep smoke into B main. And then GuardiaN and Rain together are going to peek this. And this is just a very common thing that comes out of Faze. If no one crosses towards the checkers or the sunroom area, then straight away they've lost a whole lot of map control, because Faze are straight away taking this away from you. And this is something I'm actually very impressed by and surprised more teams don't do. And you see the double peek comes in, flash comes through for Rain to push on through into sunroom, and already this is looking very unlikely or very difficult for G2 to get some kind of control. Rain does a good job of avoiding that flash, but notice GuardiaN was also trained on this angle the whole time, so if anyone tries to cross really quickly or rush towards Rain in the sunroom area, GuardiaN has it locked down. And this is the smoke. If you didn't see it before, line yourself up here, very standard kind of smoke, and that's going to come through, and Rain's just going to get a little bit aggressive behind it. And you can see not much else happens in this round. Faze actually, Rain gets particularly aggressive in this one, ends up going down. You can see how they use GuardiaN's AWP to lock down an angle and then get very aggressive behind it. And straight away G2 have lost so much map control, and G2 is not the only team they do it against. Now when I say you need to put a player in sunroom as the T side to stop this going on, I really mean it. It doesn't matter how much utility you throw, just try and bluff the B aggression. GuardiaN will call this bluff every now and then, and he'll still go for it. See right here, a smoke and a flash coming out of Zipex. GuardiaN still wants this angle. They want to go for this aggressive control. They obviously discuss it beforehand. Another flash avoided. You can hear that. He's going to keep pushing through and really take all these angles right now. And you see Rain again is ready to play the supportive role initially while GuardiaN clears this out. He's got his smoke ready to throw deep. And eventually, when GuardiaN gets pushed, is when he's going to start throwing his smoke. GuardiaN very aggressive in this one, but again, it's all just to clear out this information for Rain to take the point in the sunroom area. Good discipline by GuardiaN to fall away there after spotted. He knew he'd get pinched on very easily. And again, you see GuardiaN falls all the way back because he knows once he has this initial angle locked down for the smoke to go down, it becomes Rain's time to take the point, take the fights, and his job is simply just to support Rain getting into the sunroom position. So again, he's holding the angles for any wide peaks while Rain holds the close angles. Again, once Rain's in the sunroom, he's going to start backing off, and again, just wait for those aggressive wide angles as aggressive pushes through, while Rain, again, he's taking a very different angle. He takes a slightly different angle in sunroom every time, which is very important. There comes the pick initially, Molotov from GuardiaN on the back of this to try and stop anyone pushing through. And you see again, Rain has position, and another good flash coming out from GuardiaN for Rain to escape. Very disciplined, they have their man advantage, they're happy to give this up. And you can see with 35 seconds left in the round, they've lost a player towards B. Just look at the map from this one. Astralis, it becomes very difficult for them to take this area. They don't know if Rain's still sitting in this corner here. They don't know what's going on. And that's what makes this play so incredible in my opinion, and so incredibly useful overall, is using GuardiaN's AWP, not necessarily to get the initial pick, but just lock down an angle where Rain takes a whole lot of control, great aggressive smoke up in this area, and really if you got the T side and you don't have any of control of this, it becomes very difficult for you to make another take, because you're going to Molotov out this, clear this all out very quickly, and it becomes very difficult for you to go quickly towards the B site and really have any chance of catching anyone off guard. Now obviously, to make sure no one actually crosses to sunroom, you need a good spawn to get there in time, which of course GuardiaN's not always going to get, as it is a random thing to occur in the game. So in this particular round, we're just going to Rain smoke it off like any other normal player would, and just going to go for some aggression or some kind of checkers set up behind this. And the reason I picked this round is because it allows me to show you this. GuardiaN gets a cheeky wallbang through here, and this is something GuardiaN tries a lot. You can see here as this lineup where he backs up towards the CT, and I mean, you can try it for yourself. That's something to throw in every now and then. Obviously, you're a bit safe. AK can't spam that, so there's no chance you're getting spammed trying to maybe shoot through the smoke or anything. That's something GuardiaN likes to try. I've actually seen him succeed from a different angle than this one, where he just kind of got it on the fly. But you'll see again, the checker setup comes up in this one, and I really like this setup. It's something that also SK like to use, and it becomes a bit of a game of cat and mouse as to who's going to peek first out of the two CTs. They're going to be Rain or GuardiaN peeking, and who do the Ts have to worry about? So you've seen this particular round, GuardiAN's obviously below us here, but Rain takes the initial contact, then GuardiaN peeks out. You see Rain's about to peek out even wider, GuardiaN peeks out again, and it becomes even impossible. All of Meister even drops in for a bonus kill. See all three players jiggling back and forth. It becomes so hard for the Ts to pick a target, and honestly a very aggressive, but a pretty effective setup in the checkers area. So as well as B, GuardiaN spends quite a lot of time towards the middle area. So initially on this round right now, we'll see very standard stuff right away. A smoke towards the middle area, we all do it. But then he's up here on the white box, he's checking no one's rushing through smoke. Possibly a teammate might throw a flash over or self-flash through, trying to go for some very aggressive middle take. It's a strategy used every now and then. So GuardiAN's aware of this, he plays safe for a little bit. And now notice his positioning right now. He swings out nice and wide to a spot that he's not likely to get spotted from. He's going to get this pick onto device. He's a little bit wide of the white box here, so just off to the side of where would be the standard pre-aim for device. And he's obviously not in Z connector, another very common angle. And you see he gets this peek onto device. That's very good use of the utility, trusting that the smoke will protect him from middle and swinging out nice and wide. So right now we start to see GuardiAN's movement. He's going to start jumping around this white box area, and it's a very good way to get information. Kind of like in B apartments, we can jump up and down near the van. You can do the same thing at middle here over the marshmallow. So you see he's just jiggling here, and Glaive actually does get the timing on him on this one. His attention is drawn by Magis, getting the pick over towards A. But notice again, GuardiAN's just here swinging back and forth. It makes it very difficult for Glaive to get these picks. So notice kind of swings out wide and checks lower, and then he checks over the top here onto white box. And this all makes it very difficult for Glaive. He ends up getting the pick onto him. So you look at this through this point of view now, you can see he jumps up, he peeks out wide, make sure no one's fallen off boost, then he jump peeks to make sure no one's holding from the middle area, then he jumps up to white box, and all of this makes it very difficult for Glaive to get this initial pick and know exactly the right timing to come around. And again, you'll see again he's just jump peeking, and you see with that jump peek right there, it was a very good way for him just to ensure that no one was holding that angle as he came out. And right now, obviously one player left alive, doesn't have to worry about boost, he's just going to hold this angle. And Zipex is going to walk into it. You see all this movement around the marshmallow area, good jump spotting, very good way to get information, and a very important thing, because even in that 3v4 situation, if you lose middle, it gives the T's so many options that they can potentially still win the round. So GuardiAN's very good when Faze have mid control, very good at locking down that white box area, jumping around as we saw. But what about when they don't have mid control? Well, he's very good at applying pressure towards the middle area, maybe once or twice a half, with just a very simple dry peek. This is because obviously it's quite hard to know where GuardiAN's going to turn up. He's a very mobile opper. And again, with no utility thrown by the Faze side, it kind of becomes unpredictable to expect him to be peeking out here. It's also a lot of real estate or a lot of resources put into locking down this Z connect. You got to maybe stick your AWPer there to out duel GuardiAN, have him towards the mid area. This was used once by Renegades. You can see GuardiAN is just given free reign out here, very confident in his peaks. It becomes a very easy pick onto you, Stillo. And again, this is just applying pressure, something you can throw into your game, as I said, once or twice a half, just to catch the team off guard and really often get a nice little peek towards middle. Either that, or you just see that they didn't actually really take mid control, and you can try and lock it down again for your team. We saw GuardiAN rotate towards truck in this situation. You see a player looking up towards highway. It's most likely going to be some kind of A hit. The GuardiAN rotates accordingly, making sure no one's pushing through Z connector. Just like that, the round's shut down relatively easily. So every now and then GuardiAN will go towards their side. It is pretty rare, but he likes this particular angle. He doesn't like pushing into A main too far. He just plays this kind of off angle just past the wooden box here. And you see often he gets a player pick up into him. This isn't uncommon. Another thing GuardiAN likes to do is this particular flash here. And this round here, it doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it's a very good flash for when your teammates aren't around the box area. You can see in this round here, if we transition quickly over to the Renegades game, you can see he does use the flashes to get into position. And you can see they are very effective. You see the way they flash here, just up in front of the red box. It's hard to spot as they come through the smoke, which the T's very commonly throw. It doesn't matter how the T side is pushing out, where they're looking. If they're looking towards forklift, they're looking this way, it's still going to blind them. And you can see in this round here, both Jacob and Azza are stopped dead in their tracks because they can't see a thing. It's a very good flash as well to note because of where Olofmeister and Nico are. If they're behind the red box, obviously if someone's playing fence, it could potentially affect them. If your players are playing back behind quad in the red box, you have no chance of team flashing anyone, and a very effective flash for GuardiAN to get up into position and get himself one nice kill. Could have been two, but he missed the shot. And you see right there, a very effective flash, very simple peek into A main, and GuardiAN doesn't really spend a whole lot of time over here. That's it for this one, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my other content.